of the minority leader. But first things first, Mr. President, let me state for the record this representation's position from day one, Mr. President. The word forthwith, the crossing from 19th to 20th Congress, everything that the minority leader mentioned, Mr. President, ay sinishare ng representation na ito. Kailangan mag-convene ang impeachment court, kailangan magsimula, ngunit naniniwala din po ako, Mr. President, and since day one, when the Senate President made mention about the June 2 schedule, this representation did not oppose nor pose an objection in this August chamber, Mr. President, because I believe what the Senate President is doing. When he extended it to June 11, I don't see any reason, or I would say undue delay, unnecessary delay, etc., because I think all of us here during that time would agree that the trial would commence on the 20th Congress. And having said that, Mr. President, let me just put into the records, Mr. President, our own rules, Mr. President, in the rules of impeachment, Rule 1. The Senate President must actually issue a notice, Mr. President, to the House of Representatives. And that's the reason why he wrote a letter in June 2 and then June 11, Mr. President. If I heard it right, Mr. President, and that's why I wanted to be clarified on this particular issue, if I heard it right, the minority leader's motion is for us to stop legislative work and start taking the oath of the Senate President as the presiding officer of the impeachment court and the senator judges. It would also mean, Mr. President, that we assume that the impeachment proceeding, the articles of impeachment had already been referred, Mr. President, because we have not. And so let me just put that on record, Mr. President. And again, I thank the minority leader and again share his views about the immediate convening of our impeachment court. And I don't see any reason, Mr. President, why we should convene now than on Wednesday, Mr. President, which is 2 days from now. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Minority Leader.
So, Mr. President, so that we can
The minority leader will respond to the
so we can dispose of the pending
clarification
matter.
asked for
Yes.
by Senator Tolentino. Yes.
Yes.
You may proceed, sir.
So that so that the body can properly act on the pending matter, which I have raised in my question of privilege based on our rules. I therefore move that we already convene as the impeachment court at this very moment, Mr. President. That's the motion, Mr. President. And we expect the ruling.
If I may, Mr. President. If I may, I have already mentioned earlier, Mr. President, and because this representation wouldn't want to raise a point of order. And again, for the record, I share the sentiments of the minority leader. We have the same position as to the convening of the impeachment court. We have the same position as to whether or not it will pass through the 19th to 20th Congress. It's the same, Mr. President. But again, I don't want to raise a point of order, Mr. President, but in our rules, Mr. President, you yourself, in Rule 1 of the Rules of Procedure on impeachment trials, let me quote, Mr. President, when the Senate receives articles of impeachment pursuant to Article 11, Section 2 and 3 of the Constitution, the President of the Senate shall inform the House of Representatives that the Senate shall take proper order on the subject of impeachment and shall be ready to receive the prosecutors on such time and date as the Senate may specify. So, Mr. President, I wanted to find out if the motion of the minority leader will push through, what would happen, Mr. President, if you have not issued any notice, Mr. President? What would happen to your letters na from June 2 ginawa nating June 11? Does it also mean, Mr. President, na baliwala na po ito? So that is just a procedural question, Mr. President. And again, let me put again on the record that I have the same position as the minority leader, that if we can convene as much as possible, Mr. President, the impeachment court, I would go for it, Mr. President. Thank you.
Mr. President, There is
Before
no-
Senator De La Rosa, the Honorable
There
Pimentel.
is no basis to raise a point of order because no provision or section of our rules has been violated. And that factual question from our colleague that the Senate President shall take proper order on the subject of impeachment has been done. There is a letter from the Senate President to the House dated May 19, 2025.
Which will be on June 11, Your Honor.
No. Hindi na po ito. Ang ibig sabihin lang po nito, itong ating Rule 1 ng ating Rules on Procedure on Impeachment Trials. Sabihin lang ng Senate President sa House that the Senate has taken proper order of the subject of impeachment and we are ready to receive the prosecutors on such date and time that we will tell you. So yun na po yun. So I think this has been satisfied by the does the Secretariat confirm the May 19, 2025 communication from the Senate President to the House of Representatives? Tama po ba?
But at the same time, na-refer na ba yung
The Secretariat confirms a letter dated May 19, setting the convening of the impeachment court supposedly on June 3, which was later on amended at a later date, setting it on June 11. Before recognizing the Honorable De La Rosa, Chair would like to make of record that as stated in the February 24, 2025 letter of the Chair to all the members of the Senate, where we quoted all the relevant Supreme Court decisions and rules and the basis for the action of the Senate President and Chair, namely, citing precedents as well as the practice both in the past by the Senate of the Philippines and by the U.S. Senate, na nagsasabi, kailangan mabasa in open session ang articles of impeachment. This is clear from the practice in the United States where we lifted, as the gentleman previously stated, more than a majority of our rules, and this was also done in the impeachment complaint. The only impeachment complaint that actually went through to the end during the impeachment trial of Chief Justice Corona. The impeachment articles were read in plenary before it was referred to the impeachment court. However, it was done by the majority leader at that time. That was the first time it was done, not written in our rules too, but when the Secretariat checked precedents and practice in the United States, it was actually the House prosecutors that did it, or who usually does it in the United States. Hence, the notice given for the June 2nd, June 3rd reading by the House prosecutors of the articles of impeachment. Thereafter, that will now be referred to the impeachment court, which will give rise to the creation of the impeachment court, the oath of this representation, as well as the members of the Senate, and the convening of the court to approve its rules and to set the calendar of the court, both either in this Congress or in the next Congress. For the record, as stated by Senator Villanueva, and as I stated, both off the record, meaning in media interviews, that the chair is of the belief that this will cross over to the 20th Congress, very much like the citations given by the Honorable Pimentel, not only because presidents in the U.S. so state, we have our own precedents too with respect to the Senate Electoral Tribunal, where the questions pertain to a term spanning 6 years, which therefore crosses over to the next Congress, despite the fact that the members of the Supreme Court constituting the SET and members of the Senate constituting the SET have been changed in the course of the change of the new Congress. And finally, as a point, Chair also made known its position that as a general rule and as a general principle, the law frowns upon starting something and not finishing it. Tulad na lamang ng mga kaso nakabinbin sa korte, hindi porkit nagpalit ng judge o nagpalit ng mga maestrado ng korte, automatic dismissed yung kaso. Magpapatuloy yung kaso hanggang yon ay matapos. Before recognizing Senator Pimentel, may I ask, what is the pleasure of the Honorable De La Rosa, who was earlier raising his hand in the middle of the discussions?
Mr. President, if I may, just very quick,
with the permission
Mr. President,
of, the
with the
Honorable
permission
De La
of
Rosa,
my two colleagues,
The
Mr.
Honorable
President,
Pimentel, the Honorable
very
Cayetano,
short,
Senator
Mr. President.
Villanueva is
Very short.
recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Very short lang, Mr. President. Again, I am in the same position of the minority leader, but I just wanted to make sure that we are doing the right thing, the right process, and that we are, because we are men of rules, Mr. President, we wanted to make sure that we are in the right position to do this. The reading and the referral of the articles of impeachment in session, Mr. President, was done during the impeachment of former President Estrada, November 14, 2000. During the impeachment of Ombudsman Gutierrez, it was also referred, Mr. President, in session, during the last day of session, March 23, 2011. In the impeachment of Chief Justice Corona, it was also referred, Mr. President. It's just that, that's why, Mr. President, I just have this belief that we should refer first, Mr. President, before we can make that motion. And I will join the gentleman from the minority, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President.
Noted. Senator, what is the pleasure of the Honorable Cayetano?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I just have to be clarified on some points, and this is in relation, of course, to the minority leader, the deputy minority leader, and to our former majority leader. So if I may proceed and just lay out the basis for my inquiry.
The gentleman may proceed.
Well, first, let me start out by saying I pray for wisdom for all of us, and I ask everyone to continue to pray for wisdom for us. I also like to state before I say my inquiry, it's unfair to just blame the Senate President. 23 naman tayong senador eh. Conscious naman tayo lahat nung February 5. Nandito naman tayo, pwede naman tayo mag-object ng, nung nag-adjourn, nung final yan. So, as the minority leader said, nandyan na yan, wag na natin tignan yung nakalipas. Forward na tayo, no? Second, I just want to comment dun sa mga law schools. I appreciate it, and I'm happy they're very active, and I'm happy that they have statements. But may I advise them also to be consistent? Kasi si Congressman Cardema nag-file ng impeachment laban sa Pangulo. Hindi tinanggap sa House eh. Wala naman ako narinig na mga sinasabi na dapat ang konstitusyon masunod at dapat tinanggap ng House yan. So, of course, hindi naman trabaho ng mga law schools na in each and every impeachment case magsalita. Pero in a highly charged environment. Can you imagine, Mr. President, during the campaign, sa mismong media interviews ng top news channels natin, tatanungin yung kandidato, pag kayo nanalo, are you for or against the impeachment case? Eh, klaro naman ang sagot dun eh. Ang sagot dun, hindi kami pwede mag-comment kasi magiging judge kami. Pero hindi. Sinagot pa rin ng mga kandidato at tinanong pa rin ng media. Pero kung konstitusyon ang masusunod, ang sagot doon iisa lang, mag-o-oath kami, dapat neutral kami. Eh kaya lang eleksyon eh. Kasi masama naman talaga timing ng pagka-file nito eh. Magpa-file ka during the campaign. That's the reality there. Kaya nga sa US, pagka-jury system, pwede mo i-sequester yung jury eh. Papayag ba tayo nung February na i-sequester tayong 23? Na ikukulong tayo at hindi tayo makikinig sa kahit anong media at i-determine natin ito? Maybe may papayag sa atin, meron hindi. But wag na tayong magsisihan. So I'll go to my question. So maybe that's why Shakespeare said, if you want justice, first kill all the lawyers. Diba? Eh kasi nga labanan ng mga abogado to, pero hindi ibig sabihin na wala silang mga personal na bias nila. Mahirap magsalita dito na insulto sa lahat ng Pilipino to, eto ang gusto ng taong bayan. Eh, ang daming lugar sa buong Pilipinas eh, yung Duterte nanalo eh. Ang kampanya nila, wag ituloy yung impeachment eh. So, sasabihin ko ba na yun ang will ng tao? Pero kung titingnan ko naman lahat ng comments ngayon sa Facebook, sa SOCMED, gusto naman ituloy. Pati si Vice President Sara, sabi niya, I want to be held accountable. So siya yung ba sabihin ko, yan ang gusto ng taong bayan. Napakahirap po nung sitwasyon natin. That's why we need wisdom. But first question ko po, prejudicial question. Ano bang rules ang unang masusunod? Rules ng Senate o rules ng impeachment? Bakit to importante at bakit to prejudicial question? Tinitignan ko po kaninang umaga yung comment, allegedly, hindi ko sure, wala naman nakalagay doon na siguradong totoo yun, but meron pong comment ang defense team ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Correct me if I'm wrong, Senator Bato, Senator Bongo, my good friend, my brother, Senator Robin, kasi hindi ko alam kung official yon. To paraphrase, ang sabi nila, hindi magandang mag-comment sila, but they'd like to reiterate na tingin nila labag sa konstitusyon yung impeachment complaint na to dahil ito'y pang-apat at lumalabag to sa isang complaint sa isang taon. Okay. Kung yun ang stand nila, sino po ang hihimay sa issue na yan? Ang plenary ba under the Senate rules? Or yung impeachment court under the impeachment rules? Bakit ko po ito sinasabi? Kung may pinadalang bill ngayon yung House of Representatives, halimbawa dyan sa 200 pesos, at second reading pa lang halimbawa siya, pag nirefer natin sa Committee on Rules natin yan, magbabay-cam na ba kagad tayo o sasabihin natin, sandali lang, second reading pa lang sila, kailangan mo ng third reading pa lang. Ang sinasabi sa akin ni Senator Villanueva ngayon, pinadala lahat ng records except for the bill that they passed. So we cannot act on the 200 peso minimum wage, additional sa minimum wage. But that's my point, Mr. President. Sino po magde-decide? Tayo po ba as senators o tayo as senator judges? Kung nilabag ang konstitusyon doon. And doon naman ako sumasang-ayon sa mga law schools. Let's proceed. Let's look at it. But yun na nga ang question. Yung complaint ba is firm, legal, according to Constitution, or may constitutional infirmity ito? My last question is just a question of logic. Nag-move yung ating minority leader na to convene na as a impeachment court. Yung ating deputy, sabi niya, hindi na kailangan magbotohan. Pag nag-move ka, may botohan. So, sino masusunod sa dalawa? Why do I say this? I'm saying it not because it's funny that one will move and then kailangang magbotohan and the other one will move na magbotohan. Kung matalo botohan, sabi niya, hindi kailangan ng botohan I say this for a simple practical reality. When you say the Senate, it is composed of 24 or in this case 23 senators. So pag sinabi mong gumalaw ang Senado, ibig sabihin po either walang nag-object or may botohan at yung majority masusunod. I cannot say right now like Senator Villanueva that I'm 100% in agreement with Senator Coco and Senator Risa. I can tell you I'm in agreement with certain things they've said. For example, Mr. President, it's our constitutional duty. Kailangan mag-proceed. We should have done it earlier. But again, I won't blame you. I won't blame them. I'll blame myself. I could have written you a letter. I could have said na February, mag-ano na tayo. But let me just explain that one point. Why didn't I write you a letter, Mr. President? Kasi pag Pangulo yung ini-impeach, every single day na nandyan, kung totoo ang allegation sa Presidente, we all suffer. The country suffers, our institution suffers, accountability suffers. Pero pag Vice President, especially ngayon, hindi naman siya binigyan ng ibang trabaho Wala naman siya sa kabinete. Yes, I want accountability. Pero between today and Wednesday, I'd rather pass yung Konektadong Pinoy at saka yung e-government at lahat ng ibang bills na naka-pending dyan. So, Mr. President, may I end by reiterating the question. Do we follow first the rules of the Senate or do we go into the impeachment court? Sino magde-decide? nung allegations ng defense na na-violate ang Constitution sa one impeachment per year. The second is just to continue my observation, Mr. President. I agree with many here. Wala tayong choice, forthwith. But I disagree na sa Tagalog, agad-agad ang forthwith. Ang forthwith, yung ibig sabihin nun sa Tagalog is yan na yung susunod. Yan na yung gagawin mo. Oo, immediate yung agad-agad. Hindi ako expert sa linguistics, pero medyo hindi agad ang Tagalog ng forthwith. Yung immediately, yon agad yon or agad-agad, di ba? So, maya-maya, hindi, ibig sabihin ng forthwith, sang-ayon naman ako Ang ibig sabihin ng forthwith, wala ka nang to quote dos por dos, susunod na. O yun ang ibig sabihin ng forthwith. Yung wala ka nang hihintayin, yun na. Kaya agree ako sa inyo na kailangan talakayin natin yung impeachment complaint. Pero gusto kong iklaro, sa tama o sa mali, botohan ang mangyayari sa atin. Hindi pwede pong bumoto yung 15 na hindi magko-convene yung impeachment. Tapos 9 kami o 8 tayong magpapakita doon na naka-robe. Kasi sinabi ng 15, hindi magko-convene Anong pwedeng gawin? Pupunta ka ng Supreme Court, uutusan tayo ngayon ng Supreme Court. Yun ang legal system natin, Mr. President. So sana, tama desisyon natin para hindi na tayo maghintay na utusan pa tayo ng Supreme Court. Pero yung sabihin na walang botohan dito, I agree with the spirit nung sinasabi ni Senator Risa na dapat wala na. But the practical reality is that you have one senator who asked for a vote. We have to vote and the majority will follow. But yun nga, Mr. President, reiterate ko lang yung tanong ko. So dito po sa one-year rule, sino po magde-decide niya? Is it the Senate sitting as legislator, so rules muna ng Senate? Or is it the impeachment court? Because if it is the Senate, we cannot yet convene as an impeachment court because we haven't tackled that issue. But if it is the impeachment court, then we can go, and that's the first issue that we will have to tackle, whether it is a valid complaint. No? At tinatanong ko lawyers ko, hati din po Sabi nung kalahati, hindi, dapat yung Senate kasi it's treated like any other legislative matter. Titignan muna natin kung tama yung pagka-transmit sa atin. Malay mo, transmit sa atin, nahack pala. Hindi pala galing sa House of Representatives. That might sound like a silly example, but it is. It is possible. That's why we have to look at it. Thank you, Mr. President.
Before the chair responds, chair would like to afford the opportunity to the other members who would want to add to the discussion and the knowledge being imparted regarding the subject matter at hand.
Mr. President, Senator De La Rosa is seeking the
Senator
floor.
De La Rosa was earlier raising his hand but gave way to Senators Villanueva and Cayetano. What is the pleasure of the Honorable De La Rosa, sir?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, according to Senator Cayetano, ito'y labanan ng mga abogado. Hindi po ako abogado, Mr. President, but I just would like to manifest my observation na to be fair to the Senate President, pag sinabi natin na you have an intention to delay the impeachment proceedings, I would like to state for the record, Mr. President, na 1 month ago pa, pinagawan muna kami ng robe, Mr. President. Kasi excited na tayo na sumuot ng robe para to form the impeachment court. To be fair with you, Mr. President, you've been preparing for that. And yung schedule natin na naka-schedule sa Wednesday, which is 11, if we give the ruling today, whether ano ba talagang gusto natin, today or Wednesday, I support you, Mr. President, kung anong gusto natin schedule. Sana mapag-usapan natin ngayon. Hindi ako abogado, pero ako ay isang Pilipino na gusto sana na hindi na tayo magkakagulo sa Pilipinas. Hindi tayo magkawatak-watak. At yung mga nagyayabang dyan, na sabi nila, gusto daw ng taong bayan, na ito ay talagang magkakaroon na kagad ng impeachment, taong bayan, ginagamit. I don't know kung sinong taong bayan yung sinasabi nila. Because, alam ko, Mr. President, halos lahat ng tao ng Mindanao at ng Visayas, as I have observed during the campaign period, ang sabi sa atin is, Sir, ibubuto kita kung hindi ka magboto sa impeachment or hindi ka magboto sa conviction. Yun ang sinasabi ng taong bayan. Kaya please, do not use the term taong bayan palagi because taong bayan is hindi lang kayo. There are always two sides of the coin. Bakit ba? Wala bang value yung mga taong bayan na nagsasabi na ayaw namin ng impeachment? Gusto nila? Ang ibabalyo ng Senado ay yung mga tao lang na nagsasabi na forthwith kuno yung impeachment na yan. Ano, kalimutan na natin yung ibang tao na majority na nagsasabi na ayaw namin ng impeachment dahil panggugulo lang yan sa ating bansa. Lalo tayo nagiging divided. Lalo nasisira ang ating ekonomiya. Mga investors umaalis na dahil ang gulo ng Pilipinas. So yun lang po, Mr. President. I am 101% supporting you. What's your stand, Mr. President? Thank you, Mr. President.